Hello and welcome to Dad Got This, where we answer the tough questions like, what's it like to step up to a full-size pellet grill when you've only used small little units? And what do you call a burger that tells jokes? A hamburger. Right off the bat, Z-Grills sent me this grill. I didn't have to pay for it. I don't have to send it back. However, they are not paying to sponsor this video. They don't get to see it ahead of time. They don't get to make any comments on it. So any comments I give on this grill are my own comments. You can factor that into whether you're going to trust me or not. That's up to you. If you've been following this channel, you know that I grill quite a bit. I've grilled on propane grills. I've grilled on small electric smokers. I've grilled on kettle grills. I've even quote unquote grilled on big electric broiler things. However, one thing I have never used in my entire life is a full-sized pellet grill. One that does everything with pellets. The pellets provide the heat, the pellets provide the smoke, they're much bigger, and I've always been very interested into it. So I reached out to Z-Grills and I said, hey, would it be possible if I could test one of your grills? Because I think it might be something that my viewers would be interested in. I think a full-size pellet grill is a logical step up from the units that I've been using, and I thought it would be interesting to you guys. Plus, I kind of wanted to use one because I've never done it. So let's go ahead and unbox this one, and I'll go over which grill this is and a little bit of information on Z-Grills and how it works. Then we're gonna set it up, and then we're gonna cook something. I think a good test for a pellet grill or a smoker type grill is gonna be some ribs. So we're gonna cook up some ribs. The first thing I have to do though is put this thing together. I'm getting pretty good at putting grills together.
Assembly on the grill was pretty basic. If you've ever assembled a grill, it's kind of the same. You assemble the base, you put the sides on, you put the main unit on top of the base, and then we connect the things like the hopper, the smokestack, and put in all the accessories. Honestly, other than the fact that they call washers gaskets, that was the only confusing part. I don't know why they decided to call a washer a gasket. A washer is not a gasket. Other than that, the grill went together really simply. Took me about an hour, but that was including a little bit of filming issues and some life issues. I'd say you could do it in under an hour.
I give you the Z-Grills 700D3. This is their flagship model. This thing has a ton of cooking area, all kinds of cool features. Let's go over those real quick. So there you go. This is my new Z-Grills 700D3 wood pellet grill. It is currently on sale for $629, on sale from $769. Z-Grills says the best place to get their pricing is on Z-Grills website. I'll throw all the information in the links down below. Okay, right now, they are offering what I think is the most insane deal I've ever seen in the grilling industry. They call it buy one, get 10 free. Here's the deal. You buy one grill for like $777. After that, every 5 years after your initial purchase, you are able to get another brand new grill for just the cost of shipping. It's $100 for shipping. So every 5 years for $100, you can get another grill. You literally never have to worry about buying another grill again. That's nuts. I don't even know how they're doing that, but they are. All the information for that offer is going to be down in the description below. I actually had to email them and like, is this like really? Like one grill, 10 for the next 50 years? Apparently that's what they're doing. Hey, I'd say that's a pretty darn good offer to consider. So if you're interested in that, go look down below. All the information will be there with a link to them. That's nuts. All that's left to do is read the manual, go through the initial startup, and let's cook some ribs. Welcome to day 2. I have all of my materials, and we have to go through the first cook break-in procedure. That is something that is different than most of the other grills, propane grills and other grills I've put together. There is quite a complex and detailed first light up startup procedure that we have to go in to break in this grill. So let's get to it. If you're following along, page 18 of your owner's manual starts the initial firing instructions. Step 1, we open the pellet hopper lid. We're going to check it for any kind of foreign objects and make sure that the auger is clear. The auger is clear. With the switch in the position shut down, okay, plug the power cord into a power outlet. Done. We're going to turn it on and set it to the smoke position and confirm that the auger is moving. We got to wait 1 to 2 minutes to see if that happens because my auger is not turning. Okay, if you have your temperature set really low, the auger looks like it's barely moving. I think that might be because it's only feeding a very small amount of pellets to reach that little low temperature. So I thought my auger wasn't moving. It's moving, just really slowly. Now we're going to turn it to the shutdown cycle. It says the fan will stay on for 10 minutes in this mode to cool everything down. At this point, we need to fill the pellet hopper with pellets. I am going to be using Z-Grill's Hickory pellets. Z-Grills, they sent me a big bag of pellets. So let's go ahead and fill this hopper. Okay. I've never used a full-size pellet. I have no idea how many pellets it's supposed to fit. So I just put in that many. It's covering that top little grate. I think we should be good. Then we're going to turn it to smoke and setting high. It takes some time for the pellets to travel through the tube. When the pellets start to drop, turn the temperature dial to shutdown cycle, leave grill until it shuts off automatically. So I guess we're waiting to hear pellets dropping. I'm going to pull this stuff so I can get a look, so we can get a look at what's going on in there. I am not a very patient man, but I see pellets. I was just looking to see if it was working and what to do if it wasn't, but I see some pellets there. All right, we got pellets dropping. Let's turn it off. Now we're gonna let it go for about 10 minutes till it completely shuts off. While we're waiting for that to happen, they do recommend lining this grease tray with heavy-duty aluminum foil. They say it makes for easier cleaning. Done. The grill has completely shut down, so we are ready to go on to the next step.
At this point, we're going to set the grill to the smoke setting and wait till the pellets come to a full flame, like this. Then we're going to put it back into the shutdown cycle and let it cool completely.
We're going to put everything back in. We're going to set it to high. Wait till we see white smoke coming out. Out of smoke. Now we're going to close everything off for 45 minutes. This is a really important step because it burns off anything that's foreign inside the grill. There's greases and stuff like that and different things that they do in the manufacturing and the shipping process that you gotta burn off and you gotta get rid of. 45 minutes, lid closed, then we should be ready to set this thing up for some ribs. While that thing's going through its warm up, let's go ahead and prep our ribs.
Nothing crazy here, just doing a basic trim. We're gonna get off any loose bits of meat on the sides, clean up the corner a little bit, and that's it. On this rack of ribs, I am going to score the membrane. You just run your knife across it in cross cuts, and it works just as good as pulling it off. But don't worry, on the other one, I'll pull it off. Same thing as the first rack, basic trim. And like I said, we're gonna pull the membrane off of this one, stick our knife underneath it a little bit, grab it with a paper towel, and rip.
For seasoning, we're gonna do these two ways. One of them we're just gonna do with salt and pepper, and the other, we're gonna use some bourbon peach rub. Why not? I got 2 racks, might as well do it 2 ways.
When seasoning your ribs, always season from up high. Make sure you go light with the salt and pepper. On the salt and pepper one, they can actually overpower the ribs because it's a thin cut of meat. On the peach bourbon one, you can go heavy. It actually kind of needs a lot of that rub.
Nice coat. We're gonna go ahead and wrap these up in some foil and stick them in the fridge because we want them to stay cold. Cold meat takes smoke better. Our 45-minute burn-in procedure is done. Now we're gonna turn it back to smoke and our temperature, which is gonna be 225. We hit our target temp, time to stick on the ribs. Now, one thing I think a lot of people make a mistake when they're smoking is they expect like a big plume of smoke. That's actually dirty smoke. You don't want that kind of smoke. You want light smoke that you can almost not see. That's what they call clean smoke, burning a clean fire. We'll see if we get smoke flavor on these. I'm not seeing pretty much any smoke at all, but maybe it's clean white smoke that I can't see. We'll see. There's definitely heat, and the heat is coming from pellets. So we're gonna cook these at 225 for a couple hours till we start getting some good pullback on the bone. We'll do some spritzing in between, and then we're gonna go ahead and do a small wrap, only like a 30-minute wrap. We are about 2 hours into this. Let's see how they look. Looking pretty good. We're gonna give them a spritz. We are 3 hours into this. Let's see how they look. Loving the color on these. The next step is to kick it up to 275 till we start getting that pullback. It's been like an hour and 10 or an hour and 15 minutes since I changed it to 275. Let's take a look. Oh, these look great. Look how nice that color is. We got some pullback on the bone. Let's check these guys. Yep, we got pullback. Oh, they look beautiful. Let's go ahead and wrap these. Our peach bourbons. We're just gonna pour a little bit of this liquid in there with it. Gonna wrap them tight enough, but not get the bones to break. Back there. If you don't think we got smoke on these, you're out of your mind. Look at the color on that. That had no paprika, no nothing in it. We're gonna drop those back on the smoker for about 30 minutes wrapped up. It is time to finish these guys off. And now we're gonna glaze them. We're gonna use some Bachan's Japanese barbecue sauce. This is the original. It's already kind of watered down, so you don't need to worry about cutting it with anything. These are our peach bourbons. Ooh, they look good too. I left the temp at 275. We're gonna let these go for another 30 minutes in there, just like that. 4 hours, 20 minutes, total cook time. Let's see how they look. These look great. We are gonna let these rest for about 15 or 20 minutes, and then we'll slice into them. These are some beautiful looking ribs. The only thing left to do is to cut a rib out and give it a try. Let's go for, this is the salt and pepper one only. Oh man, look at that smoke ring. First bite. That is a really good rib. Just pulls right off the bone. That is delicious. All right, that was the salt and pepper rib. Let's try the peach bourbon. Amazing smoke ring. Sweeter. Those are really good ribs. First cook impressions on the Z-Grill's pellet smoker was fantastic. If you are new to pellet smokers, be aware there is like a learning curve. I got really worried that I wasn't seeing smoke. The smoke on these pellet grills is very light and very not noticeable unless you are in that smoke setting. Once you put it in that smoke setting, you will get that billowing smoke. But even when I turned off that smoke setting, these took on so much color. I know there was smoke there, but it's so light that you don't really see it. So just be aware. Don't be like freaking out like I'm not seeing a lot of smoke, which is what I was doing. You're getting smoke. There is tons of smoke in these ribs. Fit, finish, and quality on the grill is great. I had absolutely no problems putting it together. I had no problems with the startup procedure, anything. Everything worked as advertised. It's great. It's got lots of room. I think if you have the room, a full-size pellet grill is a great option. So if you on my channel, you know I use the little ones. Now they do have grills that would compare to the price of the units that I've been using in like the $300-400 range. So if you're interested in stepping up and have the space and want to get something bigger, I'd say consider these. They are very good. And if you really just want to get the absolute best deal I've ever heard of, do that buy one, get 10 free thing. That is ridiculous. I just don't even understand how they make that work. So stay tuned, be subscribed if you guys are interested in this. I'm gonna do a whole, bunch of cooks on this. I'm going to learn how to use a full-size pellet grill as a new user. And if that's something you're interested in, do the likey, subscribe stuff and all that kind of stuff. And that only leaves one thing to answer this question. What is a rib's favorite band? The Rolling Bones. Dad may tell horrible dad jokes, review awesome pellet smokers, but there is one thing Dad will never do, and that is an outro. So that's it. Bye.
This episode of Dad Got This was brought to you by our producers. Thank you very much.